Quick power up, ladies. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sammy, Sam Marie, Samantha Read a Lot, if you will. And today we are going to be tier ranking every book that I read in the year of 2025. I think as everybody else is doing it.
Number one, I want to do my own.
It was a lot of fun the last time I did this, so I wanted to do it again. Number two, I think this is a good way to really reflect on what was working for me in 2025 and what maybe we should leave behind us in 2025. And this can also let you know, like, hey, this is kind of what I like. So if I'm recommending things and what I like did not resonate with you,
maybe I'm not the best recommender for you.
You know, it'll just give you an idea of what my reading tastes are like. Starting from the top, Marked My Soul. Need I say more? These are 6-star reads. These are reads that I will think about forever. These are reads that will not leave me. These are reads I will probably reread. Standing Ovation. These are 5 stars, but maybe they just didn't, they are not a 6-star, you know, they didn't bend my world in half. Great read. These are some 4 stars probably. Maybe some 3.75s, but mostly 4 stars. I really enjoyed them. I'd really recommend them. It is what it is. That's what it is. This is good. It's a 3-star. I can see why other people probably liked it more than me if they rated it 5 stars. I enjoyed it. Maybe I forgot I read it in the year 2025. I won't remember this year by that book, but it was good. I've forgotten the plot. I made this tier just specifically. This doesn't go into a rating because I just don't know if that's fair. This is just books that I fully forgotten the plot. There are a few books in here that were read during the grieving process, losing a loved one, and so those books, there's a lot during that time frame that have simply escaped me. And I think that has a lot more to do with like what was going on in here than it was the actual book, because it's not common that I forget like a full plot, but gun to my head, I could not tell you what the book was about. Not even one little bit, okay? I'm not mad at it. I don't feel any type of way towards it, but I wish I would have read something else. I'm not angry about it. I see why people love it probably. We're not beefing. There wasn't something like clinically wrong with the book. It just wasn't for me, and I wish I would have spent those few days reading something else instead. Respectfully, no thank you. Respectfully, because this might be somebody's favorite book, right? But respectfully, it wasn't for me. No feelings, sir. Respectfully, no thank you. Okay, let's get into it. I did upload these in the order in which I read them, but this happened the last time that I did this. This platform does not keep it in the order that you read them. So Fragile Sanctuary is by Catherine Cowles, and we're gonna put this in I'm already torn. I think great read. Like, I think that was a 4-star. Fragile Sanctuary is a part of an interconnected standalone series. Basically, most of them are the characters have gone through something pretty traumatic. The male main character saves them in some sort of way. It was definitely fun. I enjoyed it. Good romance. Grumpy sunshine. 6-star for the cover. I think if you like the romance and mystery genres, it's a great blend of them. A false start. This is from, I don't remember what it's called, like Rebel Blue Ranch, or that might be a Lila Sages. Gold Rush Ranch. I think this is Gold Rush Ranch. Okay, like this was good. Would I ever reread it? No. If you're looking for fun little romance, cowboy romance, sure. Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. We'll go great read. This is a part of the Prince of Sins series. We're following the Prince of Envy. The whole series starts out with the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy, and that's my favorite thing so far of this whole series. I think everybody should read that. Highly recommend. Probably like Standing Ovation, Marked My Soul situation. Throne of the Fallen is now following a different brother. You do not have to have read Kingdom of the Wicked. I just personally think that you should. If you're asking for my personal opinion, I think that you should. So Throne of the Fallen is following a different brother. There's games, there's trials, there's romance. It's spicy, it's fun. Great read. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This was good. This is kind of like still STEM. It's still giving STEM romance by Ali Hazelwood, but it's a sports romance. They're a competitive diver, competitive swimmer. They get together because they share a common interest, if you will. They have a common interest sexually. And because of that, they kind of get introduced, and that's where the romance starts. And it feels like without that specific reason, there would have been no romance, and I don't love that. And then there was some like girl on girl drama that I just don't feel like needed to be a part of the plot. Mile High, respectfully, no thank you. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the male main character. I like him in the next book, and I like them when they get together, but I didn't really like him that much. I thought he was rude. And this is a part of the Windy City series, which is an interconnected standalone standalone sports romance. The Right Move, I'm gonna go great read. I liked The Right Move. Was it life-changing, mind-altering? Is it living up to the expectations that everybody I've seen talking about the book online? Is it living up to those expectations for me? No, but I did enjoy this. We're following the brother and best friend of the female main character in the first one. He plays basketball, turns into a fake dating situation, but also a forced proximity type of vibe. It was a lot of fun. I love ND. Falls into that 4-star range. Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. Standing ovation. This was a 5-star read for me. This was in my top 10 reads of the year. In my review, I just wrote ouch, and I think that's pretty much all you need to know about it. This is following two sisters through World War II, and it just really shows you two different ends of the spectrum of what women were dealing with, going through, just powering through as women during this time in a war-torn country. The writing style is very easy to comprehend, but also expresses a message very well. This Summer Will Be Different. Great read. This is by Carly Fortune. This was my first Carly Fortune book that I ever read. I love the way this author knows how to transport you to a whole different environment, a different place. It is snowing outside right now. I could pick up one of her books and I would feel like I'm on an island at the beach. That is her power. That is her strength. The romance was fun. There was some like miscommunication and things that didn't need to happen, which I think kept it from being a 5-star read for me, but it was great. 4-star. I definitely recommend. And then while we're at it, why don't we just go down the Carly Fortune train, because after that I started reading all of her books. We'll go One Golden Summer, marked my soul. This was the second book that I picked up by her. I had just read The Summer Will Be Different, and then right after that, I want to say this either came out or just came out, but I was like, oh, perfect. Let me pick that up right this second, because I really enjoyed The Summer Will Be Different. People are loving One Golden Summer, so I think this is my time to pick this book up. It was correct. It was my time. This is my favorite summer read. This is my favorite romance read from 2025. I loved One Golden Summer. The male main character in this, I love the female main character in this. It is giving the perfect summer romance vibes. There is depth to the characters, emotional depth. The banter is so good. The flirting is so good. I think this author blended a multitude of things into one perfect summer romance so well, because it is giving summer romance escapism, but it's also giving depth. We're talking about serious things, and we're getting to know these characters very well, and we're talking about forgiveness and forgiving ourselves. A masterpiece. I found something out about how this was a little bit connected to Every Summer After, so I was like, oh my goodness, why did nobody tell me this? Because of that, I went ahead and read Every Summer After afterwards, and this was good. This was good. We're following Charlie's younger brother Sam and Percy and their relationship. It's a then and now timeline. We're seeing them as kids and growing up and how that went, and then we're seeing them in the present. I do love a then and now. I think it's a lot of fun. It keeps you kind of on the edge of your seat, because you're waiting, like what happened? Why is there a then and now? What happened in between? I love that. And then lastly, Meet Me at the Lake. Respectfully, no thank you. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I don't even really know what it was about it, but I didn't like feel any chemistry between the characters. But her ability to transport you though, like I still, even though I didn't like this book, I can see this book like a movie, like a TV show in my head. How can Carly Fortune have that effect on me, even in a book that I didn't like, you know? Wild Side, Elsie Silver. I'm not mad at it, but I wish I would have read something else. I could have done without this one. Didn't really care about it. It was pretty cringy. Frederick Bachman, Anxious People. I'm gonna go Standing Ovation, because I don't know that I emotionally deeply connected in a way to say marked my soul, but this man's writing style, his ability to tell a story is so good. We're following a bank robbery turned hostage situation, but it's written in the most eloquent, beautiful, metaphorical way possible. It is such an experience to read a Frederick Bachman book. Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This was good. I did this on audiobook. I was driving a lot for work. I haven't totally forgotten the plot. We're following the town bad boy and then one of the town's like main families. You think of them and they're kind of like one of the golden families. The daughter of that family, we're following the town bad boy and her. She's just come back. So I haven't fully forgotten it. I don't remember every detail, but it was good. I did enjoy it. I liked the romance, but it's not stuck with me. I would recommend it for a fun palate cleanser, cowboy romance for sure. Six Scorched Roses, a standing ovation. Six Scorched Roses is one of the novellas in the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent. It is short, teeny tiny. It's like maybe 180, somewhere from like 160 to 180 pages. It is a fantasy romance, romantasy. We are following our female main character who's in this small town where everybody's developing this illness. They're all getting sick, withering away to dust. She meets with the town vampire to kind of see if she can study his blood to see if this will help heal everybody moving forward. Okay, so it sounds kind of silly, but it was a fantastic read. I think if you want to get into the genre of fantasy romantasy, that would be a great place to start because it's such an easy read. The romance is good. You can read it without reading the rest of the series because I don't even know that I'm going to continue that series, but I will never regret reading Six Scorched Roses. Swift and Saddled, I think this is maybe like the second or the third in that Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. Done and Dusted was the first. I don't know that it's a low rating, I just don't care about it. It just doesn't matter to me. So I might go, I'm not mad at it, but I could have spent the time reading something else. The female main character is an interior designer, and then Wes is one of the people on the ranch, and they are working to make something on the ranch, but it's not that serious, lighthearted fun. And I think I do remember being annoyed about like the female main character's conflict. She was trying to pick between love and career, and it's like, girlie, you could have both. While we're there, let's just go ahead and do Lost and Lassoed. This one I think was maybe my favorite. We're following the brother that's like the grumpiest of them, and then the girl in Done and Dusted, the female main character, and this is her best friend. And we get into a lot of her of like taking care of her parents and emotional depth with her, the loneliness she's kind of starting to feel. She's feeling very stagnant, but she becomes his nanny, and it was fun. It was definitely my favorite of them. Serpent and Wings of the Night. This was a great read. I really enjoyed this. This is the first book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. We are following, forgive me, I can't remember either of their names. It is a fantasy series, but it's like the first two books will follow a main character. We're following the same plot essentially the whole time and like the whole same timeline, but there's two books for one couple, two books for another, two books for another. This one, there is this Kajari, which is a trial to get blessed by the goddess. You get to get whatever you want. So our female main character wants to be as powerful as her father figure. He's not her biological father, but they're in this vampire kingdom. The male main character is a vampire, so there's trials, it's competitive, there's a good love story. I think it was a great start to a series. We can go ahead and do the second book in that, and it's The Ashes and Star-Cursed King. I've forgotten the plot. I can't tell you a single thing other than the beginning. Like, I know at the beginning, well, I can't really say that because it'd be a spoiler for the first book, but I remember like the first 50 pages, and I can't really remember too much else. This was during a time frame where people were dying, you know, things were tough, times were tough, and so we're grieving, and I just can't remember it. So forgive me, I can't even comfortably rate it because I can't remember the plot. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I wouldn't go as far to say as it marked my soul, but it is getting a standing ovation. It was a 5-star read. This is her most literary fiction-esque work, people will say. She traditionally writes women's fiction mixed with a romance plot, so we're getting deep down into the female main character's life, what she's going through. We're learning lessons, but we're also getting her romance. That happens in this book, but we're also following a secondary plot line of the person that these two people are competing to write a book for. That's kind of where the romance comes in. They're a bit of like rivals. They're in competition with each other. They are fighting to be the person to write this other person's story. They were famous, Hollywood Times. So we're kind of following that plot line, and then we're following their romance. I loved this book. I love Hayden Anderson. I think the romance was so good. Like, you could just feel it through the page. I loved the romance. Taming 7. This is a part of the Boys of Tommen series. I haven't forgotten the plot. I will say I forgot I read this year. We're getting Gibbsie's story finally. This is a book series that's set in Ireland. A lot of heavy plot points, a lot of trauma discussed in them. They're heavy reads. I think this was good. Didn't maybe meet my expectations for Gibbsie's story, but it was good. The House Housemaid by Frida McFadden. We're also just gonna go This Was Good. This is a thriller read. The movie just came out with Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. We're following the housemaid. She gets hired as the housemaid and things get creepy, thrillery. It's fine. I don't really like Frida McFadden's writing style. I think it works for thrillers and it works for airplane reads. They're fast reads. Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. Another book I read in like the week or two after my mom passed away, and I don't remember it. I forgot the plot. I cannot tell you a single thing. I don't even remember the first 50 pages of this book. I don't remember our characters. I don't remember the romance. I have a feeling that I enjoyed it because I did dog ear stuff when I was reading it. I've never forgotten a book so thoroughly than I forgot this book. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This was my first book that I've ever read by her, and this was a great read. I loved this. She does romances with like magical realism. Dead Romantics is one of her most popular, and The 7-Year Slip. I really want to read The 7-Year Slip. I'll probably read it sometime this year, hopefully. But I really enjoyed this. Our female main character finds herself in the town of her favorite book series that she's ever read, her favorite romance book series. The romance was good. I loved the idea of the plot. I thought it was executed well. No notes really. It was a great read. Sinners Anonymous. I was looking for a book. I love The Predator and the Reaper by Rue Nix. It's a mafia romance series. So I've been looking for that feeling again. But honestly, I've forgotten the plot. I don't know what happened in Sinners Anonymous. And I don't normally forget books, but again, 2025 was a year. Forgive me. I've forgotten the plots of some books that I read. The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Standing Ovation, fantastic. This is competitive ice skating. We're following a female main character, Katarina Shaw, but we're getting a lot about other characters. There's a lot of emotional depth, her history. She's got some trauma in her history and she grew up a little bit differently. This is a very expensive sport to be in, and that's not how she grew up. So we're kind of watching her through that and how she moves her way up through things. But this was such a good read, and I think this would be such a good book to release in every character's point of view if they ever decided to release a full book written from Bella's point of view, like starting from her childhood to where she got when she first learned about Katarina Shaw. Keith, the male main character, his would be good because there's something that happens for a couple years and we don't really know his story there, and I think that would be so good. But it really shows you how villains, heroes, underdogs, they all change based off of who you're hearing the story from. Releasing 10. This is the next book after Taming 7. We're finally getting Lizzie's story. Again, there's not too much to say about this because these are pretty deep into the series. You're gonna get some spoilers. This was Lizzie's story. This was definitely the heaviest of them, and I would say probably a great read. Again, still not my favorite, but I liked it better than Taming 7. Don't know that I'd recommend it to everybody. Definitely read trigger warnings for it, but Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, we are gonna put this up in great read. Another, it's not technically a novella, but it's like a standalone in the Crowns and Iaxia series because it is like 300 some pages, but we're following somebody who is a seer and then a vampire. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. The seer's goal is to slay said vampire conqueror. We follow their journey through this. It's a very high stakes. The romance is very, very good. The person is a seer, and essentially basically they wear blindfolds because they've dedicated themselves to this certain goddess, this certain power, and with that they lose their like physical eyesight, but they see in different ways, and it's pretty interesting. I've never read a book about that, but this was really good. There's like some scenes from that I still have stuck with me. Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. I listened to this on audiobook and this was good. I liked the narration. This is kind of like comedy meets dark romance. I have no desire to read any more books from that series. I don't know what else to say about it. The male main character has to hide away because of who his parents were, who his dad was, and because of that he kind of just like gets into hacking and stuff, and so he's a computer guy, a tech guy. He makes masked videos, masked TikToks, thirst traps online, and our female main character is like always commenting on them, and then they have a connection through his roommate. He's like testing to see if she really means everything she's commenting on his TikToks. It's giving stalker. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I rated this higher due to like peer pressure when I first read it, but it's not that high for me. This is the first and only Abby Jimenez book I've read. I read it because it's a part of her interconnected standalone series. The next book is Yours Truly, and then part of your Just the Summer, Just Yours. The Summer, Just for the Summer is the last one in it, and I really wanted to read Yours Truly, but then Just for the Summer was really popular too, so that's why I picked this up, and I would would put it in I'm not mad at it, but I wish I would have read something else. But the thing is, I am a little bit mad at it. I am a little bit mad with some of the behaviors that came out of the female main character. She kind of comes from this family of doctors. There's high expectations she has to live up to. She's definitely had emotionally abusive relationships from not only her father, but her now ex-husband or ex-fiance. I can't remember exactly. But then she breaks down and she meets Daniel, our main character. He tows her out of a ditch, and then they kind of have like a, I don't know, friends with benefits is maybe not the right word, like benefits situation. They're just like hooking up. Things become a bit more serious to one of the characters more so than the other characters. I just don't like how she started to like recycle some of the behaviors that she had experienced. I just didn't love that. So respectfully, no thank you. I could understand why somebody would like it, but it just wasn't super duper for me. Once You're Mine, respectfully, no thank you. This one I might even get to like disrespectfully, no thank you. You know, but I would never judge somebody for liking a book, because you should like whatever books you like to read. Once You're Mine, we're following this female main character who's just lost her father, and she's trying to get to the bottom of it. The lawyer from the trials meets with her and starts like saying how he can help her. He was the murderer, so like, is he really gonna help her? No. He's kind of the type of person who is a lawyer, but he does murder people who've done bad things, and her dad did bad things. We're also kind of going through, she came from like, she had a lot of money and now she's on her own, trying to figure out life on her own. Girlie's working her first job for the first time. The female main character just couldn't see what was right in front of her for quite a bit of it, and it left off on quite a cliffhanger, but I won't be reading it. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, V.E. Schwab's Standing Ovation. I love V.E. Schwab's writing style. Very flowery, poetic, beautiful. You could quote the books for days. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is one of my favorite books ever. This, we're following 3 different female main characters through 3 different centuries, 3 different timelines. They are all vampires. It definitely provides a commentary on womanhood throughout the centuries and what it was like being a woman during different times, you know, what they faced back then, but also what we're still facing today. It was just such a great read. I was definitely captivated from the start. It's a slow build, but I think when you're reading a V.E. Schwab book, like same with Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, they are slow. They're gentle introductions. You kind of start reading about these characters for a little while and you sit with them for so long that suddenly when things do get heightened and plot thickens, you are so deeply and emotionally invested in those characters and you're like, whoa, when did that happen? Well, it happened probably 200 pages ago because you've been spending so much time with these characters, and I think that's the best way to describe her books. I've only read 2. I will read another soon. Wildcard by Elsie Silver. This was good. It was the next book in the Rose Hill series. Single dad. They were all single dad tropes. Gosh, maybe I forget the plot. What happened in this wild card? Oh, he is her ex-boyfriend's dad. That's what the type of romance is. So kind of crazy, but it was good. It was fun. The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. This was a great read. I did really enjoy this. We are following this couple who was a throuple of a best friendship. Not a throuple, but there were 3 people in this best friendship. These 2 though, however, they did start dating. This is a then and now. So we're following how all that happened, but we're also following the now where they're not together, but this person's wedding is now happening and they're both they're both best men, but one of them's a girl. We're following them trying to give their best friend the best wedding ever. They're trying to move on from their differences to give their friend the best wedding ever. I love their romance. I think the tension is so good in this. There's a really great pool scene, but there's also a lot of emotional depth, and I've seen people who are like, I really deeply relate to this character, and that's always fun for other people when they can find a character like that. The Defender by Anna Huang, another great read. This is a interconnected standalone sports romance series. The first book is The Striker, the second book is The Defender, the next book is going to be The Keeper, but that does not come out until October. I have to let my cat in the room before she freaks. Sorry, my girlie was gonna have a mental breakdown if I did not let her into the room. Tick tick. But this one, it is like a coach's daughter romance. Forced proximity. They end up being roommates. There's also like a fun background plot of a stalker thing happening too. So there's a lot going on in this book. The male main character is a soccer player. There's a lot of messiness in the connections, but I really enjoy these books. I think they're fun. They're definitely thicker for like romance books, but it's my first Anna Huang series and I'm loving it. I will probably go back and read more of hers because of this. The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. This is a thriller. It's giving more mystery, cozy mystery vibes with Greek mythology undertones and dark academia setting. I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed the writing style. I would say this is a great read. I would recommend it. It's definitely one of my more favorite. It's up there for me for thrillers, like The Silent Patient by the same author, The Maidens, and then another book that I'm going to talk about. Those are kind of up there for thriller reads, and this is one of them. I don't think this is for people who are like, you know, you're reading thrillers and you're like jumping page by page. Like it's a slow burn, slow build. Alchemized, Sen Lin Yu. Marked my soul. I was definitely picky about my rating with this because I didn't love the structure of it, but the book and the story itself, I will never forget this book. I don't know what else to say about this. It is a dark fantasy book. It is war-torn country. Part 1, we are kind of in the after the war. Part 2, we are during. And Part 3, we are after again. Back to the present timeline. This is a heavy book. Probably the most like emotionally heavy, devastating read I've ever read. One of my favorite female main characters to have ever come out of a book. And I don't think I can ever forget this book. I don't think I'll ever forget it. It changed me forever as a human being. Alone with You in the Ether, back-to-back bangers. This book was my first Olive E. Blake book, but it sent her to the top of the authors list for me. I really enjoyed her writing style. It is deep, poetic, lovely writing. This is a romance. The two main characters, their brains operate very, very uniquely, but it was so much fun to be in them for a little bit. I think in the structure of how Olive E. Blake wrote this, she really was able to show how their minds do operate and how they spiral and how they're really thinking in the way that she structured the book as well. But it was so good. The romance was so good. It's definitely giving toxic at sometimes. It's definitely giving miscommunication at sometimes. It's giving very real. Oh, the romance was just so there. I loved following these two characters. I loved the story. I love the writing style. I can't wait to read more by this author. This was my favorite read of 2025, and I will never forget Aldo and Reagan either. Never forget them. Problematic Summer Romance marked my soul again. I know this book isn't super serious for everybody. This is by Ali Hazelwood. This is not a STEM romance. We are following Hark and Maya. Maya is Eli from Not in Love. That is his little sister, and Hark is somebody he works with. We are now at Eli and Rue's wedding from Not in Love. We're in Sicily. It's giving hot Italian summer. It's giving fun. It was just such a great romance. It was the perfect escapism, and it found me at the most perfect time that I needed to be found. I will never forget this book for being the book I needed to be in my life at a certain time. I can only thank Miss Allie Hazelwood for doing that for me. You know, she really held my hand through a tough time with this book, and I appreciate her for that. Crescent City, the second book in it. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. You know, like I've forgotten about the plot. Maybe I'm mad at it. I could have spent more time on something else. I don't know. I don't really care about the Crescent City series. Moving on. The Inmate, Frida McFadden, respectfully no thank you. I don't like the writing style. I don't like the twists and turns. It's incredibly boring to me. I don't like most of the characters. Final Girls, Riley Sager. Again, could have done without. This is dealing with, okay, maybe not respectfully no thank you. I could have read something else, you know? No, we're gonna go respectfully no thank you. This book is following this female main character. There's 3 characters though who it kind of like surrounds. These 3 characters are all a final girl. Somebody who survived like a mass massacre. They're the last one. In this world, there's like a big fascination with them. So we're kind of following through that. I just don't love the writing style. I wasn't super duper interested in the plot. This man wrote like sex scenes and it's just like weird. Frederick Bachman, Beartown, marked my soul. It marked my soul. Frederick Bachman, wow, what a man, what he can do with words. This is from the Beartown trilogy. It's the first book in the series. Beartown is a hockey town. It is just so much more than that. We're following all these different characters. You go in and out of point of views, and we're just following them through their day-to-day life. There's a lot going on in this town. There's a lot wrong with this town. There's a lot of wonderful people in this town, a lot of not so wonderful people in this town. Hockey is so ingrained into their society. It's important for their economy. It's important for the futures of the kids. It's important to a lot of things, societal standards, and wow, it is really snowing outside. These characters will be with me forever. Kira, Benji, Maya. I mean, next reading vlog, I'm going to read the second book in this series. Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. This was good. I enjoyed this. This is a holiday Hallmarky romance books with a little murder mystery in it. These two are authors. They've just been invited to go to this woman's house or this other author's house for like a Christmas situation, but the author had intentions of why she invited them. It's so fun. It's so entertaining. I think if you're looking for a holiday romance, it's a good one. Secret Christmas Bookshop. I would say, like, I feel like saying great read is a bit crazy, but I liked it more than Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I think I'm still just gonna go this is good. Secret Christmas Bookshop, I did really enjoy this. Another holiday romance. Our female main character, she grew up in foster homes, and because of that, she's used to be bopping around. She jumps from place to place. She's brought those behaviors into adulthood, so she normally only stays in a place for a certain amount of time. Because of that, she's now making plans to leave the place she's currently at, but people are like, whoa, hold up, don't do that. And then somebody ends up sending her a secret mystery book that's like a gorgeous special edition, and that kind of turns the tables for her, switches her life, like flips it upside down on its head. I liked the romance. I liked the plot. It was fun. While we're on holiday romances, why don't we just talk about Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. I'll also just say this is good. We're following two friends. They take a plane ride back home from Chicago every year, and they do it together. It started all because they met on the first flight, and the male main character's girlfriend was the female main character's roommate, not really friend. This first flight, there's kind of a conflict because of that, and then they're beefing the next year, and then the third year is like their real true first flight, and now they've been going on flights forever. This year, things are going amiss awry. The female main character is like, I'm gonna get you home. Trust me, I got you on my back. It was cute as fun. Zodiac Academy. I'm gonna put it at, this is the first book in the series, and I read it because it's somebody else that I love. It's their favorite series, and I annotated the book for them. I was never gonna pick this book series up, but I did it for a Christmas present. I'm gonna put it at, I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely mad at some characters in it, but I'm not mad at it as a whole. I'm not mad that I spent that time, but I could have read something else. I'm considering going on with it just because everybody who loves it so deeply just says, like, make it past the first couple of books. I have a lot of problems with, like, the bully romance of it all. The Truth About the Accident by Nicole Trope. I'm gonna put this in a great read. I really did enjoy this. We're following 3 different characters, and then we get like a mystery point of view, but they're all connected through the same horrible, disgusting man. We've talked about him before. We don't need to talk about him too much. That man is now in a coma because he was hit by a car, and then that car went away, ran off, you know. And so we're kind of getting into that. Everybody feels suspicious. We're like, oh my goodness, but I'm like, do I even care who did it? I don't think so. But it was a really fun read. The ending definitely like threw me off guard. Like, there's portions of it that I guessed, but kind of in a joking manner. And then the actual execution of what had happened is just kind of like a little bit silly, a little bit funny. Phantasma. We're gonna go another great read. Another great read was Phantasma. This is by Kaylee Smith. It's Phantasma and Enchantra. I don't honestly off the top of my head know the difference between a duet and a duology. They're connected. We're following our female main character. Their mom has just passed away. They are a family of necromancers. Our female main character is the eldest daughter, so she takes on the necromancer legacy, absorbs all the power from her mother when her mother passes away. But apparently there's some things amiss, some financial problems that they're now finding out about. And so her younger sister goes off to Phantasma, which is a game where you can win something. You can win a wish or whatever. Devil will grant you something if you win Phantasma. So her sister goes off to Phantasma because she wants to solve this for herself or them. Ophelia, our female main character, finds out about this, so now she runs off to Phantasma. In that, she meets some characters, and one of those characters may or may not be the love interest, and I was really into this. I really enjoyed it. The romance was so good. The trials, the phantasma of it all was fun. It was very dark type of read. A pretty decent spread. I think a bookish red flag of mine is sometimes I'll just pick reads that I know will be easy palate cleansers. I'll get through them fast in between the more serious ones because I'm intimidated by them. Picking up my next Olivia Blake book, for some reason in my mind, feels like the most intimidating thing ever because I loved Alone with You in the Ether and I want to love all of her books. It was a pretty good reading year. I think we're figuring out where we like to be. That was all of the things that I read in 2025. Apparently it's saying 49, but I'm really confused because I thought I hit my goal of 50 books because Goodreads told me, but then I went on Goodreads and it said 49 books. So I don't know if something was distracted, if something was doubled. So there's maybe the 49 books that I read. There's possibly a 50th. I am happy to have found some authors I'm going to be keeping in my repertoire. There's definitely some authors who I will not be continuing to read. read in the next year. Thanks for watching. I hope this gave you maybe a little bit of idea of what books I'm liking, what books I'm not liking. If you have recommendations for me based off of these, let me know. And, you know, comment down below one book that marked your soul and then one book that respectfully, no thank you, you would do without. But happy reading, happy new year. I'm so excited for the next couple of videos. Hope to see you in the next one.